So get to the hospital and they asked me what I ate, and I wouldn't tell them anything. And of course, the paramedics told them that it was reported that I took LSD. And so then they take me to a room, and I remember them like cutting my clothes off me. And then something was said about a catheter. This is gonna hurt, and they put a catheter in me. And then I think they gave me Thorazine or something. I think that's what I remember them giving me a shot of. And so I remember them doing all that to me, and then I just wanted to pass out. And then I would pass out, and then they would like wake me up, trying to like take my temperature. They tried to take X-rays. They were like trying to take full advantage of me while I was passed out. It wasn't like I could fight any of this. They were trying to rack up my bill as high as they could. I remember while I was in there, I was thinking I was going to go to prison because I believe I had some tabs laying out when the cops came, like an idiot. And then I thought about what it was like. I was having hallucinations about being in jail, in prison, like the seeing the future, I guess, or living that life that would have happened or something like that. But I remember being in prison hallucinations. And then I remember one point when I was awake, I thought about what it would be like to commit suicide in prison by like hanging myself with a sheet. And I remember thinking about all that, and it was like, do you really want your life to end like that? And I was like, no. And I was like, you gotta start caring. Like, this is your life. Like, you have to care. Like, even if people don't like you, just be alive despite them. Like, you have to live for you. And so that was one thing that I definitely remember thinking is like, you can't be not caring. Look at what not caring got you, what situation you're in. And then, so yeah, and then I had a hallucination about when I got out of jail and having to start over and shit like that. And then finally, a lot of hours went by, and I finally was able to open my eyes and not feel all super heavy. And then that's when I called for somebody and asked them what time it was, and they said it was like 1 in the afternoon, 2 in the afternoon. So I had passed out for like 12 hours or something like that, over 12 hours. And so then they got some Asian guy to come talk to me. He asked me what date it was and questions like that, and I got all of them right without even thinking. And he was just like laughing, and he was like asked me if I still felt like I was tripping, and I told him yeah, because shit was still moving and still shiny, and like I was still tripping a little bit, pretty good actually. And then he went and told them that I was coherent and everything. So then they went and got the doctor, and then the doctor, he asked me some of the same questions, asked me different questions, asked me to touch my hand to my nose and stuff like that. And I was able to do all that, and he was a little bit puzzled. And then he asked me how many I ate, and I told him 2, and he like knew I was lying, but I refused to tell him anymore because I didn't want to get in any more trouble than I already was in, and I wanted to go to work the next day. So um, he was talking about releasing me, but then I didn't have a ride. I don't even think I had shoes on. They like just took me out of my room and what I was wearing. And so he said it would probably be in my best interest if he observes me, and then he would get me a ride in the morning or whatever. So I told him, okay, whatever, like, I guess I don't have a choice. So that's what I did. And then they moved me from the ER to another room. And while I was there, another doctor and a resident, they came, and they asked me some questions about my LSD overdose, because they said that you don't really get a lot of LSD overdoses. Um, and But I still only told them I took 2, because I had to stick to my story. And then they're like, well, you sure it wasn't PCP then? They're like trying to coax me into telling them the truth, but I wasn't going to tell them the truth. And so then, yeah, I had to stay in the hospital and watch like Jumanji or something like that. And really didn't get any much sleep because I wanted to be home. And then the next day I went home and fucking did laundry and went to work.